Hi, welcome again. This is a new PartnerTalk episode. We are here in Milan at AVEVA World 2026. It's my pleasure today to have with me two great companies. I have the honor of working with Réalta Technologies from Ireland. They are an endorsed site, specialized on pies specifically. And I'll let them talk about the company himself. And I have also the pleasure to work today to meet Sanzio. Sanzio is from Hovione. Sanzio Cunha is your name? Yeah. I'll let you introduce as well. So today we're going to talk about a project that you recently completed, and more in general about the evolution of the technology, including AI, data management, etc. We are at AVEVA World. Connect is one of the pivoting topics. So I would like to hear from you. Okay, so Dan, if you want to start.
Thanks very much, Natalie. My name is Dan Moore from Réalta Technologies. I'm the CEO. As Natalie mentioned, we're an endorsed system integrator. We would specialize on automation, data historians, and data analytics. We've worked with Hovione for maybe the last 3 years, very much around making sure they're making the most of the system, evolving it, building out the asset framework. Recently, we've done a lot of work on custom PI vision symbols. And look, it's great to be here at AVEVA World. We love coming. I think it's probably our 5th year coming here. And it's great to meet with AVEVA, with clients, hopefully future clients and partners. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. I'm Sanzio. I'm from Hovione. To be honest, this is my first time in AVEVA World. It's a fantastic event. To be honest, I have the opportunity to see partners, to see companies that can provide us some solutions. I'm working in Hovione as PI System owner, so I take care of the system, evolving the system according with the user's request and things like that. So we have been working with Réalta recently, especially for a custom symbol to enhance the alarms and events information to the end users, especially for operations and manufacturing teams, to improve the awareness regarding the process and how the process is going, you know.
Okay, time to reaction is
short. That's
you've
it.
Seen a benefit.
Yeah, and especially to understand, we are a life science company, a pharmaceutical company. Yeah, especially to understand if the alarm and event can impact on product quality. This is very important for us. Yeah, that's it.
Because you cannot afford in the life science industry, you cannot afford defects, flows, because otherwise you throw the batch away.
Some of the problems in the life science industry are not necessarily the same as some of the other industries. Obviously, it's highly regulated, so you have to do things a bit differently. You have to design solutions with compliance in mind, and data integrity, data security, compliance is probably to the forefront of a lot of the projects we do. But like we were just chatting earlier, a great thing about AVEVA World as well is like we're looking how we're going to evolve the solution with Hovione over the next few years, and we're looking at Connect, the likes of Databricks. And we were just chatting with the guys there, and it's a great opportunity to find out in other sectors what they're doing with these technologies. And as Connect is evolving, that we're using the new features and staying on top of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and specifically for Connect, we think that could be the next step, the next generation of data access. We think that especially using more cloud and AI power tools, we can improve the awareness and the interaction from the end users to the system and the data in a quicker way, because this could be a great challenge, getting access to the data and action using the data,
The other thing I think is quite interesting this week. Obviously, everyone's talking about AI and all that, and the way technology is evolving. But like in the work we do and in the industry we're in, like our main focus is making sure companies are ready for this next wave of technology, that they have the right foundations in place, they have proper integration, proper contextualization. And I think unless you have that type of framework in place, you won't be able to leverage the real benefits of the technology that's coming.
Yeah.
What about ecosystems? Because we've heard connect ecosystems. This is breaking down the barriers, the frontier, the four walls of a plant.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to get your point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing, especially when we are talking about an IT and OT convergence. To be honest, it's not a very new subject. I've been heard about this subject for a long time. However, I can see right now a good opportunity to getting this data in the right contextualization. As Dan said before, to use more AI tools or AI features to expedite that the decisions, to expedite data analysis and things like that. I think it's a great barrier that we have to go through in the next few years. And for us, is especially challenging because of the highly regulated environment that we live. So we need to be more cautious with this, having like more risk management on this project and things like that.
I think in the past, life science is known for being probably quite slow to maybe adopting new technologies. I do think that's changing though. I think they realize that they have to, because technology is moving so fast. So look, that's a good opportunity for us,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So it's the next step, possibly you're considering connect.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we need to do this next step. For competitive. As far as our competitors is going to this way, we need to go to this way as well, because we need to improve our operations, and especially improve how fast we can get information, or can get more actionable using the data.
Yeah, and like even with the new announcements this week, the partnerships AVEVA are announcing all the time, AWS, Snowflake, you can see the direction of the company, and like that's the way the industry is going as well.
Mm-hmm.
More cloud, more big data. So it's a good time.
Do you have already a cloud strategy in place? Are you building it now?
We are in the middle of this. We have some projects to migrate some systems, especially business applications, to the cloud. Okay, but we need to improve a little bit more our strategy in terms of manufacturing applications. Okay. This is this is a challenge, you know. So this part of manufacturing applications should be our next step for our cloud strategy.
And it's interesting, like talking to AWS, like they have a lot more focus on OT applications.
Yeah.
Even these big cloud providers are starting to look at it a lot more, because that's the way things are going. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Great. Maybe a final comment on AVEVA Word so far?
Yeah, well, like from our perspective, we've been endorsed for the last year. We became an endorsed partner, and since we've become endorsed, it's been brilliant for us. We've really been able to engage with you guys a lot more and get a lot more access, and I suppose it's good to see how the products are evolving.
Mm-hmm.
The announcement so far, there's going to be more tomorrow. So all good.
For me, it's my first time, as I said. It's a fantastic event. We can talk with customers, providers, understand how AVEVA is planning to evolve the product and things like that. And it has been a fantastic experience. I would say I should come every year that we have.
Right.
Okay.
So I'll wait for you next year.
That's
good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much,
Thank you for your time.